Good evening, friends and neighbors. Thanks for joining me. I'm Stephen Walker. This is Living Local. Over the next half hour, I'm going to talk with the La Crosse Mayor, Shondell Washington Spivey, about why he ran for mayor in the first place. We will get a weekend weather outlook with our weather guy, Nathan Himsel. He'll tell the people in the Coulee region what to expect as far as the weather goes for the fest. Other outlying areas, you'll know if you'll need an umbrella or not. We will also sit down with the WI Proud LCT Artist of the Month, La Crosse Community Theater Executive Director Eric Vos. But first, we'll start where we always do with the Amundson Appliance week that was. It's been just over a year since an incident at a Chippewa Valley apple orchard injured 20 people. Within minutes of the emergency, first responders were on scene for an event that most had only trained for. The EMS team needed more resources, so that led to the implementation of a mass casualty protocol. Deputy Fire Chief Corey Jeffers told us that was the first time they've had to implement a mass casualty protocol, and the training it provided in case of another event in the future was immeasurable.
Our communication training, we're doing a lot more communication on the county level, all the way down to, interpersonal relationship or communication on scene. Can't train that emotional response. So for us to see that and realize it, it's upped our training a little bit more because now we put that component in there if we can.
Chippewa Valley first responders told us that they have been able to keep in touch with the students they treated, and that has been incredibly special to them. In fact, they were invited to a thank you breakfast for a school, St. Mark Lutheran School, when the school session started. Jennifer Centino has taught all over the country to kids of all ages, from her home state, New York, all the way out to Washington State. But she says nowhere is quite as special as Sparta, Wisconsin. Dashiell Menzel sat down with her to find out just what's so special about the Coulee region.
Jennifer Centeno has been teaching for 8 years and has taught from her home state of New York all the way to Washington State. Centeno is now entering her 4th year of teaching 4th graders at Herman Elementary School in Sparta, saying she's wanted to be a teacher since she was in middle school.
I was in 7th and 8th grade mentoring the younger students and working with them and being pulled out to help them with their homework and things like that. And that gratification of them understanding something is what I enjoy, and it's something that pulled me into teaching as I got older.
Centeno says her favorite part of teaching is seeing the looks on her students' faces when they've learned something new.
One of my goals as a teacher is kind of to build that curiosity. So I want them to come here and learn and want to continue learning. That it's not just for this day or this week or this year, that it continues on for the rest of their life.
Centeno credits her travels and her husband being in the military with helping her expand her teaching knowledge.
I feel like I bring a little bit of representation for a lot of the students here that do not speak English or that are brand new to the community. We're also familiar with the military, so I have that connection with military students, knowing that they need to move so often and understanding that they are arriving into a new environment and having to adjust.
Centeno also advises patients for anyone who wishes to go into the teaching field.
It's not going to come quickly. It's not going to happen fast. Try new things. Don't be stuck on one thing. Try new things and just be patient.
Jennifer Centeno is just one of the outstanding educators in our area. In fact, if you know of an outstanding educator, please head to our website, wiproud.com, and nominate an outstanding educator today. If you were in the Cadott area last weekend, you may have heard random calls of the word booyah. Each year, the community of Cadott comes together for fun, friends, and soup.
For 41 years, the community of Cadott gets excited when they hear the words Booyah Days. While it's exciting to see local vendors and food stands, there's another exciting part.
My Booyah Soup crew, they're amazing. It's actually made over a real cauldron pot and open fire.
Besides the soup crew, there's some fun stands to see when strolling down Main.
That's like the best part of doing all of this is meeting people, seeing kids so excited to have your items.
Michaela Tompkins, a first-time vendor, says this craft is something she enjoys sharing with others.
Yep, I spend hours a day crafting my stuff.
Sharing the importance of spending money in your
community. So coming out, everybody has a different spot, whether they live here or whether they're just visiting through, whether they were born here or just moved in.
It's really important for people to see local and buy local. Supporting local vendors has always been a huge part of my life.
This year's Booyah Days is filled with soup, local vendors, and for the first time, a petting zoo. bringing people from quite the distance.
200 miles. Last year we had a lady come. She was just driving through and she saw the Booyah Day sign on the corner and she's like, I'm going to go check it out. And she was from like 200 to 300 miles away.
There was, in fact, a lot of community love in Cadott over that weekend. While Booyah was in full swing, the community also came together for the annual Walk for a Cure. Citizens State Bank hosted the event to benefit the American Cancer Society. Participants wore shirts to fight cancer of all colors. The 2-mile walk raised more than $2,500 last year, and with over 40 people participating this year, they hope to beat that number.
14 years ago, a group of employees came up with this idea to create a way to continue to give back and impact our community. Almost everyone you know has been impacted by cancer in one form or another. And so it's sort of a wonderful organization that gives back overall to cancer.
Cadott has been walking for a cure for the last 14 years, and they show no indication of slowing. Time now for the Amundson Appliance illuminating headline of the week. Sweet teeth and sweet hearts were once again on full display during the 7th annual Community Table Dessert Extravaganza at the Brewing Project in Eau Claire. The free-to-attend event saw a large crowd all trying to satisfy their hunger with some sweet treats while helping out the community table. Attendees could either make donations, purchase raffle tickets, or bid on silent auction items, and every dollar went to help those with food insecurity in the Eau Claire area.
We have seen additional costs, just like everybody else in the community, for things that we need, from, electricity and those types of things, to products that we need in our kitchens. So it's always helpful to have those additional things to help cover all those additional costs.
The community table has been serving the Chippewa Valley for over 32 years. As part of the International Day of Peace celebrations, Flynn Elementary School in Eau Claire honored a beloved teacher. Students and staff gathered to pay tribute to longtime kindergarten teacher Deb Schurtenhaller, who passed away in May near the end of the last school year. The school held its weekly Peace Walk, then gathered around the Peace Pole at the front of the school. Students and staff sang songs and heard from Principal Maua, who described the impact Mrs. S had on the Flynn community.
I mean, she always seems to encourage us and remind us of what we stand for. And each day when I'm here as an admin, now as a principal, I want to transfer that to my staff as well and to the students here as well.
The ceremony concluded with the dedication of a peace bench to Mrs. S. We are officially in the fall season, and with no time at all, you'll start to see the leaves change color and fall to the ground. Now, there is an area organization dedicated to protecting and restoring biodiversity. They are encouraging you to leave the rakes in the shed. The Leave the Leaves campaign not only saves you from yard work, but will also help the ecosystem. The Chippewa Valley Biodiversity Partnership, or CVBP, says leaves are incredibly valuable for wildlife habitats, and they provide essential nutrients for plants. Leaving the leaves allows insects and pollinators to complete their life cycles in the fall so they can reemerge in the spring. The CVBP says this campaign may sound familiar.
Started with No Mow May a few years ago, and if you've noticed in town how many people are now planting pollinator plants in their yards and the difference in our community. I just encourage people to, invite in a little bit of the messiness and enjoy the time off you have. Take a hike instead of breaking up the leaves.
The CVBP reports that a third of the insect and bird population has declined, leaving just 3 to 5 inches of leaves in garden beds and around your trees or shrubs. You can help bring those numbers up. That has been a check of the Amundson Appliance week that was. When we come back, I will sit down with La Crosse Mayor Shondell Washington Spivey to learn more about the man that's in office. This is Living Local. I'm Stephen Walker.